Hey guys, it is Christian here, and today we are going to be doing my top 10 favorite animated films of the decade, the 2010s. If you're new here, please like and subscribe and comment on the discussion section. And so, with that said, let's get started, even though this wasn't really an introduction. Now, I'll give you a clip. This is basically my favorite animated movies for each year of the decade shuffled to make a top 10 list. And I'm gonna give you clues, like a descriptive clue, to see if you guys can tell what the movie is. I'll say the year and what it's about and what it's done. So, number 10. Back in 2013, Disney produced an animated movie, a ginormous animated movie. It would make $1 billion, become the highest grossing animated movie of all time at that time, and sell a lot of merchandise. And later on, it would get 2 shorts and a sequel. And yes, I am talking about Disney's Frozen. So number 10, Frozen. Frozen is just Frozen's a great movie. Beautiful animation, great characters. The issues come with the story being predictable, and some of the songs not landing. Like "Do You Want to Build a Snowman" is just repetitive. The "Fixer Upper" song is just mildly inappropriate. That kind of knocks it back, but I still like Frozen. Number 9. Back in 2011, this is my favorite anime from 2011. Two of the best filmmakers of all time, Steven Spielberg directing and Peter Jackson producing, decided to make an animated movie using motion capture. It would be one of the last animated films using motion capture, because the medium died in like 2011 because of that huge box office bomb. But this was definitely worth the watch. Yes, I am talking about The Adventures of Tintin. This movie has a great story with great motion capture. It actually kind of looked like live action. We can't even call it animation, really. It had great characters and it stayed really true to the comics and stuff. So overall, I love The Adventures of Tintin. Number 8. In 2014, we got one of the most surprising animated movies of the decade. We all thought it was just going to be the huge product placement thing, and turns out it wasn't. It was based on a popular toy brand, and 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 it was snubbed for animated feature. I'll never forgive the Oscars for doing that. But it would sell 1 million Lego sets in the world probably, and somehow had a smaller budget than Food Fight, but probably still made more money. Yes, I'm talking about the Lego movie. Lego movie, very imaginative movie. Great animation, great characters, great story, great songs, especially the "Everything is Awesome." Yeah, so I love the Lego movie. It's my favorite animated movie of 2015. Yes, even better than How to Train Your Dragon 2 and Big Hero 6. Big Hero, those movies are good, and not as good as the Lego movie. And so overall, the Lego movie is great. At number 8. Number 8. In 2019, this is my favorite one of 2019, Pixar did the unthinkable by releasing a 4th movie to a franchise that we didn't really need a 4th movie in. It would sell a lot of toys just because of the title alone, and it was going to win the last animated feature Oscar of the decade. Yes, I'm talking about Toy Story 4. This movie had beautiful, breathtaking animation, great characters, great story, hilarious at times. I love Forky, I love Bo Peep, and overall this movie was great. Number 6. In 2017, Pixar released one of my favorite animated movies of all time. It features some beautiful animation and to have a great story with great humor and great characters. And yes, I'm talking about Coco. This movie was just so great in every single way. It wasn't really a movie that needed a villain, really. That's kind of knocks it back a little bit. But the villain is just still a great villain. So overall, this movie's an A+. Me, I love it. We're entering top 5 territory. Number 5. In 2016, Disney decided to make one of the most surprising animated movies ever. To feature some anthropomorphic animals, and to have one of the directors of Wreck-It Ralph attached to it. Yes, I am talking about Zootopia. Zootopia had great animation, great characters, great story, great humor. What I would have done personally is not really change anything on the movie, but change the release date with Moana and switch them. If they were both ready by this time, I probably would have released Moana in March because it has like a tropical setting, and maybe Zootopia I would have released around Thanksgiving. But both of these movies came out in 2016, and they were both great. But I definitely like Zootopia a little more. At number 4, we kicked off this decade with what we thought was the end to our favorite animated franchise. Is with the director of Coco and also it had one of the best, most emotional endings of all time. We are talking about 2010 Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 had great animation, a great villain with Lotso, and a great story with great humor and great characters, especially Spanish Buzz. Yeah, so overall, this movie was great. Top 3 territory, guys. Top 3 territory. Number 3. Back in 2018, Sony finally decided to make a good animated movie. All their other animated movies would go from good to just abysmal, but they finally decided to make a great movie with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think a lot of you guys are going to feel that this should be number 1, and it's a great movie with great animation, great characters, great story. The reason why I didn't is because I thought there were other movies that were better and more effective in my opinion, but overall, Spider-Man was great. Our runner-up, number 2. In 2015, Pixar side had a lot of great emotional movies. So maybe the people at Pixar were like, what if we made a movie about emotions and made people cry throughout the whole movie? Yes, I'm talking about the 2015 animated movie, Inside Out. Inside Out is my favorite Pixar movie of all time, and has breathtaking animation with breathtaking characters and breathtaking story with great humor and very emotional. So overall, Inside Out rocks. My number 1 favorite animated movie of the decade. In 2012, Disney attempted to do something extremely different with and make their biggest surprising animated movie of all time. Looking at this movie, it doesn't really look special. It just looks like a Toy Story, but with video games. I mean, with arcade games. But Disney did great with this project at the end, and decided and made the 2012 animated movie and my favorite animated movie of the decade, Wreck-It Ralph. I just rewatched this one like a few days ago, and it was great, great animation, and great characters, and a great story, great humor, great villain was King Candy. I mean Turbo, Cybug, King, Turbo, no, yeah, Cybug, yeah, King, Cybug, Turbo, Candy, yeah. I guess that's how you'll say it. We had a great protagonist with Ralph, great comic relief with Vanellope on Sweets, and a great message that didn't feel generic or anything. So overall, that was my top 10 animated movies. Top 10 animated movies of the decade, 2010s. Thanks so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye!